Welcome to Kiwis and Dragons, a D&D adventure from Aotearoa, New Zealand, the home of hobbits. Our intrepid party of adventurers consists of Duncan Daynut, a fighter with a heart of gold and a brain of turnip.
Alright, Grandma Daynut used to say, Duncan, you're thick as mince.
Undra Vermis, a drowned necromancer with a fascination of death and a mystery to solve.
I put the her in hers.
Tish Dusklight, a gnome bard that sings like an angel and talks like a mugger in a dark alley.
This one time at the tavern, Duncan set his ass alight, and the tavern was filled with screams of delight, and now it burns, burns, burns. His ring of fire, Duncan's ring of fire. Oh, thanks, guys.
And Skjold Gunvardsen, a war cleric who lets his hammer do most of the talking.
En båtlös man är bunden till land.
Yeah.
And then I said,
Well, no, whatever, you know.
Now, we rejoin our group, having stayed overnight in the mining town of Millerton, which is effectively owned by the Stonewart Mining Company. Wanting to make their way into the inner workings of the mine, have found that this isn't as easy to achieve as they thought. They're currently waiting to meet with Ivor Silvereyes, who's the Master of Coin in the Lord's Manor House, where they're hoping to collect their reward for previous good deeds and hopefully wheedle their way into the inner town of Millerton. So, we left off with Ivor Silvereyes escorting what you believe to be Rent's Downer past the open doorway of the dining or hallway that you're sitting in. And as he thanks Rent's for his time, it's easily to notice the touch or the finish of a tattoo eking out from underneath his tabard, his short-sleeved tabard or tunic. Almost the stylized artistic work of a lightning bolt, something you've seen before.
Shazam.
I've got the hankering to start a little collection.
Well, Rents, thank you for your time, and I have another meeting to get on with, so I will speak to you soon. Aye, Mr. Silvereyes. And he takes a look at you. You look familiar. If I'm not mistaken, and he kind of takes a second looking over one of you as you're sitting down. You really fit the description of a group that I may owe some thanks to. And he kind of looks at Ivor, and the Master of Coin gives him a nod, and Rent steps in to the room that you're in. A man that is well kept. He's muscular, strong, arms are tanned, kind of mousy brown hair. He's got sharp features. He's, all four of you would call him handsome. And as he steps into the room, a smile...
Especially Skjold.
A smile kind of sweeps across his face. One that...
Look at that smile.
A smile that suggests an ease and confidence with everyone. If I'm not mistaken, I have you to thank for the apprehending of the bandits that have been plaguing the town for a number of weeks now. And I believe the correct story is that...
those were those guys outside that just...
That's right,
They were
yes.
looking for a fight. Yeah.
The correct story is that, pretty much single-handedly, you managed to do what my guards have not been able to do.
Oh no, I used both my hands. I used that one, and then I used the other one,
Yeah.
and I just repeated until dead, really.
Yeah, it was good.
Yes.
Well done, you.
Well, no, I mean... and he kind of opens his hands, and his mannerisms, his gestures are just they're confident and charismatic. And
Does he
Something about him just puts you at ease. He's the kind of guy you'd want to go for a drink with. You'd want to hang out with. And he just looks at you and goes, "No, you don't, Master Duncan, isn't it?"
All right.
And he steps forward and hands his hand out. Kind of a strong-looking, kind of calloused hand from wielding a weapon for hours and hours training and fighting. And he just holds his hand out in a gesture of thanks, towards you.
I'll shake his hand then.
And he shakes. He's got a solid grip, firm, and he just looks at you. And he just no, thank you. My guards are trying to diminish what you did, and I believe it's not the first time you've aided this company. So thank you. And if I may, and he looks at all of you as he steps back. I may have a proposition for you. I may have a task that may interest and suit your particular needs. So if I may be so bold, perhaps when you've finished your meeting here, I have a few chores to do down at the counting house on the next plateau down from here. Please come and find me, and maybe the offer I have is something that you'll be keen on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Okay, well, until then, I will hopefully see you soon. And he steps back and just kind of gives you a kind of a slight nod, and again to Ivor Silver Eyes, and makes his way, the door shutting.
I do some counting in the counting house.
Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah,
Yes.
go on.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It's going to take you all night. I'd like to have a little bath before the proposal of the proposition.
Ivor is standing there, kind of a slightly taller, thinner, gaunt man. Pleasure to have you here. And he...
Is he? Oh no, he's an elf, wasn't he?
Yeah, sorry, kind of a tall elf. And he just looks and goes, "If we may, I have quite a bit to get on with, so please." And he gestures you, but at the same time turning and walking as if to just assume that you will follow him.
I'm not sure we're that clever, are
Should
we?
we all follow him, or should we just hide so it's a big surprise when he turns around?
I very much like that idea, yes.
Oh, we probably ought to follow him. Though.
Yeah. It looks like a big house. So it's probably not going to find us
Oh,
for
yeah.
I
ages.
follow him quite closely, pretending to walk like he's walking.
You see him just duck into a room 2 doors down. First door is closed. His Capri, the gentleman that let you in, is just kind of standing by the door, kind of as a barrier to the rest of the corridor. Clearly, just leading you into this room. The room panelled, a table and a desk. It's pretty much all that's in here. Some kind of ledgers on the desk. Ivor Silver Eyes goes over to the desk, but actually just perches on the front of it and gestures you in. There's a small sofa, looks like leather. A couple of chairs, but here, please take a seat if you wish. Stand as well, it's entirely up to you. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I believe thanks is in order.
Oh yes, we got them gems back for you, and we also killed all those bad people outside the city, and we also killed a wyvern that was trying to abduct. What was I always get confused? Symphony, harmony.
Yes, I've heard
Symphony.
Those wyverns are a pest. They seem to not discriminate about who they go
No,
after.
they tried to abduct you, Duncan.
Oh no, I tried to abduct. I can't even say it. And anyway, let's not.
I agree. Let's not digress. We are here to organise the payment for, I believe, the goods that you returned, the gems that you returned from the ex-employee of ours. Mm-hmm. So I believe the payment was 200 gold pieces. I can organise a chit of recompense. You can take it down to the counting house. They can reimburse you in either gold or cut gems to your liking.
Oh, that would be great.
So, but yes, like I said, we are always grateful for those that support the integrity of this company.
Well, we found them gems for you, and then we just brought them back to you because that seemed like the right thing to do. Because we like doing the right thing, don't we?
Oh, yes, yes.
All the time.
Absolutely.
Love a
Fantastic.
bit of writing.
Well, and he kind of moves around the desk, taking a seat with a piece of parchment in front of him, takes a stamp, rolls it onto the parchment, and then just kind of quickly scribbles with a pen, a signature. Rolling it up, he hands it over. He goes, "Here's what you need. Please feel free to go down to the counting house. If you, sounds like you're going to meet Rance there, and he'll be able to direct you in who to pass this on to. But yes, once again, I thank you, and I will not look to take up any more of your time."
Oh, well, you're welcome. But there was one more thing. Like we're staying in the Cheerful Lantern, which is all right, but it's not the most fun place. And someone said there was a pub called the Drafty Shaft. But
I believe so, yes. And
we need a pass to get there, and they said you might be able to issue us with a pass.
yeah, unfortunately, no, I'm not able to. Employees, full-time employees of the mining company are really only allowed. We obviously have secret property, intellect property, that we need to control over there, and there is already a larger population that lives in the town. So unfortunately, unless you take up full-time employment...
Well,
we'll be
it's
able
not
to-
like we're strangers, so we're recognizable heroes.
Oh,
aren't we?
I actually tend to disagree. You're totally strangers, so you've done a good deed, which we're recompensing you for.
Oh, we've done several good deeds, really,
deeds.
haven't we? I like to
Yes,
think.
Yes.
wonderful, yes. But unfortunately, not.
Are you single, Mr. Silver Eyes? Just asking for a friend.
Perfect.
I would say the most important question is, are you single?
No, depends on the day, Ivar.
Yes. Anyway, it seems like our business is a conclusion. So again, I thank you all. Capri, I believe we're done here. I can move on to my next meeting. So if you'd like to show our guests out, I tell you what I will do. Please allow me to extend, and he kind of opens a drawer and he just does pull out some like small tokens, and he hands one to each of you. Do let me extend the gratitude of the company. I believe for those visiting the town versus those who are employed by the company, there is a slight discount. So maybe for food and accommodation and lodgings and anything in particular that takes your fancy, you can use this to inquire about a kind of a work rate.
Oh, yes, I remember that. Yes, good.
There we
good.
go. So there we go.
Marvelous.
Deeds indeed, it is done,
Yes.
and a little something just for each of you. And thank you again. Kind of stands up, puts his hands together in front of him as if to just dismiss you effectively, kind of very much in a headmaster fashion.
I give him a little wink.
He just smiles and nods and goes,
See you later in the drafty shaft.
"Yes, good day." And he just kind of sits back down and pulls out another piece of paper and starts writing. Kind of
That
here
sounds like permission to me.
from behind him. If you'd like to follow me, this way.
Oh, well, he wasn't very helpful other than giving us the money that was owed to us, was he?
Just as well, we're going to go down and see Rince. He
Yeah.
might have some jobbies.
Maybe he could help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just get a day pass to go and look around.
Get us
To
in.
go on all the rides and everything.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes,
Like in the
yes.
little mine trolleys and stuff.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That's quite exciting.
Another-
He did
another
say he'd
clearing
see
of
us
the
in the
throat.
bar,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
You still need to leave.
Oh,
Like
sorry.
mingling in the corridor, just chatting.
Yeah.
The door's this way.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Are you in a hurry?
Yes.
Right, let's go see Rents then.
Latest Capri.
Later. Sees you out.
I skip out the door.
Whoa.
Door shuts behind you.
Does he lock it behind us?
So as we walk down to the counting house, there's no one else with us, is that right?
That's right.
What do we reckon about him and his tattoo? Do we think the one that we killed was just had gone off the rails and the tattoo doesn't necessarily mark him out as bad? or do we think
So was it
easy on it?
Rents or Ivor that had the tattoo?
Rents
Rents.
had the tattoo,
Rinse, mate.
and so did that little.
No,
like,
I think he's a bad boy.
Yeah, like he was way too polite and way too cheery.
We do like a good bad boy. Yeah.
And yeah, like as the people in the inn, like they're way too jolly.
Yeah.
It's
Like
it's
they're under a
creeping
spell.
out.
But everyone's really jolly in an inn. That's the point of it.
I don't know. Don't like it.
Well, maybe you ought to start drinking some beer again, and then you'd be jolly again.
Maybe.
Very jolly.
Right, so we're
Every morning.
For all of you that couldn't see, that little chuckle that was just given off was because Unja did a very particular motion with her hands, suggesting, I'm not quite sure, but
It's
The
like
jazz
David
hands.
Bowie was very good at it.
It's jazz hands.
checking his stones.
Every morning, every morning,
Vertical
check the
jazz
stones.
The,
Don't
the
forget.
universal symbol for checking your stones. If you check it out on the YouTube channel, you'll be able to see what we're talking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we think we need to be a bit on our guard. Is that what I'm saying?
And also check out our YouTube site, not Google, like checking stones and stuff.
Oh yeah. Don't do that.
But if you
But
think
if you
you
are-
should,
Please
yeah.
do it at work.
Yeah, like if you should need to check your stones, go ahead, do it by all means and see a doctor.
Right. Anyway, to the counting
To
house.
the counting house
counting all the money.
for some shiny stones.
You go down to the next plateau. It's there's only a number of buildings on this area. There's a couple of houses as you come down to the right of you, which is a southerly direction. One right in front of you just seems to be like a large residential property. North, so that's as you come down the stairs from the top plateau, you see a large building in front of you that has a kind of a little symbol, which you've seen before, on top of the merchant houses in Stins Hollow and Ferrymead, I believe. And you then see a large, long hall-like building with ornate kind of stylized windows. There's a large symbol, the kind of coat of arms depicting the Stonewort Mining Company, set above these two large double doors, kind of big, heavy wooden doors. And as you're kind of walking down the stairs, you see actually someone open that. And as the door opens, kind of a bit of a cacophonous of sound comes out, and it's a lot of talking and hustling, and you kind of hear the jingle of money and moving of what sounds like trolleys on a stone floor, and the door closes again, blotting out the sound. So.
Busy.
So can we go into the counting house? Is it obvious where we're going?
Yeah, someone's just come out. It seems like two big, large double doors on
let's
the
go
end,
in there then.
end gable, just by the stairs. So, and as you go in, the door, the hallway opens in front of you. There are a number of desks down each side, a large kind of expanse or pathway running down the centre. At each of the desks sits either there are a number of gnomes, a number of humans, and on each desk there is scales, coins. Seems like there's some gems. There's a trolley next to each desk with a mixture again of looks like gems of all sorts of descriptions and colours. Looks like green stones. Blue sapphires, perhaps.
I've got a green stone.
Rubies and all sorts. So there's an absolute multitude of rocks in here. Up the very far end, there is a what looks like a walled-off area with a small door just to one side, and sitting in front of that is a slightly elevated, higher desk with someone sat at this desk. Rents Downer is about 2/3 of the way up the corridor. He's just kind of casually leaning against one of the desks, talking to a female human.
I will, when we go and talk to him, I will be carefully watching his mannerisms, because I want to see if it's actually genuine or if this is just an act.
Okay. As you're kind of standing in the doorway, hello. Down there's a small kind of gnome. Can we help you?
Oh yes, we've got this bit of paper that we're going to give you, and you're going to give us some gems.
If I may, and he kind of extends his hand out for the piece of paper.
Oh, I haven't got it. I think Undra's got it. I tend not to have bits of paper because they don't mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Except when you're drawing.
Oh yeah, drawing.
Well, they say that art is a great creative, and everyone needs a little creative love in their life. But
That is very true, little one. Would you like to see his drawings? They're very colourful.
well, maybe later. But you have some work.
Yes. Here you go.
He kind of takes the paper and he just moves over to the desk he's got up from, which is the one right in front of you, to the left. And, oh, thank you. How would you like this? Kind of gestures. I can
With some beer, please. That would be wonderful.
No, please don't listen to him.
And pie.
Oh,
Well,
they're
tell you
the
what you can
coolest
do.
things.
You could take some of what I give you, the happy, cheerful lantern. They do a good pie, I think,
Yeah.
and you can get beer there. So, but what I meant was, would you want all in gold, or do you want some?
I don't know if I trust the
Gems
stones.
or-
I whispered to my crew.
Oh, let's get it in gold, because it's not that. 200 is
Yes.
not that many.
No.
That was 200 each, right? Or was it 200?
Oh no, it's between us.
Would you like it in one big bag or separate bags?
Several large sacks, please.
Well, I mean, if I do it in a large sack, it'll be pretty silly with just a few coins in.
Four individuals.
So you could fill
let's-
them up.
Let's just divide it equally among the three of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Four of us.
Okay. No
Just
problem.
the gold, thank you.
No problem. And he sits down and he kind of
Three, mate,
puts a
yeah.
couple of paperweights on the piece of paper and kind of brings the scales over and starts working away. It seems like you have a few minutes watching him. It's quite fastidious and just kind of takes his time counting everything out.
Can I talk to someone else while he's doing it?
You look around. There's so the nearest desk opposite this little gnome is a human male, and then just one up from him
Human
there's a human female.
Hello. I'm looking for someone called Ren who works here, and he has a haunted house.
The man looks up and goes, "Oh, okay. No, I think he's doing a quick trip down into the mines today. Actually, he's gone to pick up some deposits. So, you might have to come back a bit later on. Sorry."
Oh, so he's not here then?
No.
Oh, okay.
He kind of looks up at something on the high wall. It's very confusing to you, Duncan. It's kind of like got some weights and things, and there's sundown on it. We might be back maybe later on, just maybe kind of normally about sunset. And he kind of walks back. Be a few hours, I suppose. But I mean, if you catch him, and I think he's due here all tomorrow. But up to you.
Oh, okay.
I will walk around and see if I can see some pretty stones or something.
Oh, there's lots there, and the stones on display on the small trolleys by the desk, they're all ranged. They mostly seem like they're uncut,
Okay.
and yeah, kind of more like they're immediate deposits that are coming up from the mine. But yeah, some are various sizes, not well polished to some degree, but there's kind of like strange scales on the tables and kind of measuring instruments that you haven't seen before.
Yeah. Well, if I can find like a piece of rock sort of hand size.
There's it may be 2 or 3 desks up. There's a little gnome female, and there seems to be quite a good sized piece of like a cloudy white stone that's kind of got some chunks of what look like ore or something just to the side of it.
I just got to pick it up.
Yeah, you go to put your hand out and you get a whoosh.
Ow!
Sorry. She's very meek.
What's that?
Please don't touch. Don't touch. Okay.
Well, it's not gonna break.
I would rather you don't. I would. And she clears her voice. I would rather you don't touch, please.
All right. Before asking, so Rudimik, may I please touch this piece of rock?
No.
I thought you learned in that pub in Ferrymead that you're not supposed to touch other people's stones.
Maybe you should have led with that, but now, no.
Well,
And as you're standing, you hear this kind of, well done, Bianca. I like to see you've been practicing your assertiveness.
Oh, I
And
hate
she just
him.
kind of blushes a little bit, and she's like, goes meek
hate
again.
him.
And,
So much.
and because this is radio, you can't hear me rolling my eyes.
No. And Rance walks up to you and goes, no, actually, it is unfortunately what they've been asked to do. Only the people counting what is on their desks actually are allowed to touch the produce and the stones and so on. It's for everyone's own good. We don't like people being put on an island that possibly might see them being misconstrued as something else, you know? So, yeah, we're just looking out for all of our employees. So, you've come to see me though. Fantastic.
But yeah, the stuff about the islands reminds me of an old saying.
Oh, really? What would that be?
En båtlös man är bunden till land.
No, you'll have to excuse my ignorance. I'm unfortunate. That sounds like
You're
sounds like
excused.
a northern kind of accent and language.
It's if a man without a boat has to stay on land.
Yeah. Well, I would say to that yeah,
And
give a man a boat and he can sail, but show him how to build a boat, and he'll be able to sail, and his children will be able to sail. And but anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it
This whole
goes if you show
conversation
a man how to build
this
a boat,
whole-
he's not got
yeah.
any time to sail.
This whole conversation is actually quite natural, and it's annoying in that you want it to be fake, but it's just this ease of conversation, and it's just like just chat.
Yeah.
But you're here, and he kind of like steps away and moves towards the main group.
Yeah.
How did your meeting go with Ivo? See, actually, it was quite long. You were with him.
Well, it wasn't very helpful because we were hoping to be able to go for a drink in the drafty shaft, and we were told he could sign a paper for us, but he said he couldn't do that. But I
Oh
think that
no,
was
he's quite capable of signing whatever is required. He just won't. He's
what
a
I
little
thought.
bit of a stickler for the rules. Is our master. of
I bet he
coin.
don't
So,
have many friends.
To be honest, and is it Skold? Have I
Yeah.
pronounced that correctly?
Yeah, close enough.
He
and
doesn't-
Duncan.
it's-
I'm Duncan. I'll just make sure you know that one as well.
Well, excuse me, and he actually kind of goes over to you and takes your hand and just
I'm going to throw up.
Undra. Have I pronounced that correctly?
Undra.
Undra. Oh, go down. And
G'day, mate. Hey, buddy, I'm Tish.
you are, aren't you?
How are you, mate?
Good. And he wait there 1 second, and he just disappears up to the end, and he brings down a little tray, and on the little tray are 4 little miniature pies. And he goes, I heard a whisper that you are partial to one of these.
I do love a good pie, Steve.
I
And
feel
he
like I
just puts
need a
them on the table.
shower.
Help yourselves.
I'm
ready.
scared. Pies.
Captain of the guard here at Millerton, and I'm not surprised you didn't get your passage into the mines. And I had heard a rumor that you are after we look around. So I believe we can come to an agreement. You strike me as a very, very capable band
Oh,
of
so nice.
do-wellers. Seem like you can handle an
Totes.
axe or two, and
Oh, yes.
that hammer looks like it's done its fair share of damage. Did I say?
I don't want to brag, but it has.
Given half a chance, it will.
Well,
Sorry.
we have a particular vermin problem that we are struggling to deal with.
Vermin.
Yeah, they're quite annoying. They fly and they live about 4 hours, I suppose 4 hours southwest of here. There's a nest of harpies.
Yeah, we've heard
Oh, the
of those.
dirty
That's,
harpies.
Yeah, so they're about
They like a good time.
2 to 3 hours south, maybe an hour up into the mountain pass. They have taken a shine on the people that live here, and so far I've sent a number of parties to deal with them, and they've both failed. I was wondering if you're interested.
Like died, failed, or just came back
A couple have
ouchies?
come back with some ouchies, indeed.
But didn't some get like dropped?
Yeah, so that's what they tend to like doing to the people
That
that live
sounds
here.
ouchy, certainly.
Yeah, it's very ouchy. Well, you know.
So normally they.
Oh yeah. No, I'm quite good at dropping.
No.
So I believe if maybe you can look at solving this wee problem for us, I can organise you. I'd like to say as much time as you need.
At the
And-
pub.
That would make us like employees with a
In-
pass.
Yeah.
I have certain abilities, so I can organise passes for you into the centre mines. So
Certain abilities.
So we kill these harpies, and you'll give us a pass to the pub in the mine. Is that what you're
I'll
saying?
give you a pass to the centre mines.
Oh, exciting.
And
Yeah, because we really wanted to see a working mine.
Yeah.
Because those little trolleys seems a whole lot of fun.
well, let's make it happen.
Yes.
There is one
taste, yeah.
harpy in particular. I believe she is the mother or the matriarch. She's been called. Quite distinguishable, a little bit bigger than the others. She has a slightly deformed kind of claw, right hand side.
Some
yes,
mothers are bigger than others.
yes, but yeah. So
Oh, that's
if you're
what they
in-
call
if you're
harpies.
interested.
I just got that.
do we have an accord?
Oh yeah, we're
yeah,
going to kill
wonderful.
those things.
We
No worries.
had it
he
like
looks up
many
and,
sentences ago.
Yeah, you had us at pass to the pub.
Yeah.
Jackson, come over here. And this kind of guard who's been kind of huddled, just kind of waiting in the corner, steps up. Right. This is Jackson. He works for our scouting corps, so he will take you there.
What's his first name or surname, or is it?
Oh, Jackson Morrison.
Jackson Morrison.
Oh,
Or Morrison Jackson.
the double surname.
Double son.
Yes, yes.
Well,
I'm
actually,
sorry,
Jackson's
Mr.
my first
Jackson,
name.
but I am for real.
I
But yeah,
never
so,
meant to make your harpy die.
We can pick up some horses.
Horses.
Oh no,
No horses.
no.
Well, it'll make good time. You'll probably get there in less than half the time. If you,
Do these horses have manners at least?
No. But also it's up the mountain, so we don't want to like.
no, and actually the scout goes, that's all right. There's somewhere where we can we can kind of stable them, and then we can make our way up the path.
Oh, let's do
Oh,
that
yes.
then.
Yes,
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
lovely.
But let's
do it.
yeah.
I'll
And then Rance
protect
goes, well,
you, my love.
thank you. Look, it's been a pleasure. I wish I could spend more time with you today. You
Oh,
seem like
yeah.
you'd be a blast.
Me too.
Actually,
Yes.
Well, maybe when we get our passes, you could come and have a drink with us in the pub.
you know what,
Yeah.
Duncan, it's a deal.
Cool. You're buying.
It would be my pleasure.
And we can regale you with some stories from the road.
I look forward to it.
Which bit of the harpy do you think you would like the best as a gift?
Let's have her head. Thank you.
The head?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very old
We do
fashioned.
a very good puppet show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And the claw, we can have the little
Oh, we have the
claw as
little
well.
claw, the
Oh,
little
that'll be
deformed
funny,
claw.
Yeah. Oh, I can feel the play coming together as we
Oh,
speak.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Pleasure. Well, and he just sits down. Take a road
Take a
snack.
pie.
Take a pie. Have a road snack. And we will look forward to seeing you when you get back.
Right, Jackson, let's get on then.
All right.
I've got the pies, guys.
Yeah, I
Moves
thought
away.
you'd eaten them all.
No, I'm about shearing and I'm a little bit sure I should check them.
So Jackson kind of takes a second. He kind of gestures you out and kind of walking relatively briskly and being relatively quiet. He leads you down to the following plateaus, getting down to the front gate. There's a number of horses just stabled there. Shall we ride?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
ride. And just
Shall we?
from like the way
I've never got
Jackson
my watch.
sort of carries himself, do I get the impression that he's quite capable, or do I get the impression that we've been like fobbed off with the complete idiot?
He walked upright, kind of quite capable, quite cool, one foot in front of the other. You know that moment where you know what you were going to say, and what you said was totally not what you were going to say.
That's all I need to
Floated
do.
vertically down there. When he walked away from you, his posture was that of confidence and
Yeah, his demeanour is one of confidence, is
Exactly.
what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
and he could walk upright.
Jackson Eagle Morrison.
And I just think, much respect to Krista for, succeeding in his Constitution saving throw and not spitting his drink all over the table.
That was outstanding. What a recovery.
You can have laughs without being smutty. Just saying.
No.
It's rubbish though, isn't it?
You're down there, the horses are saddled, and he kind of looks over and goes, without meaning to cause any offence, will you...
Kill all these horses, or
I
are you
will
going to
try
ride them?
not to kill the
Looks at you
horses.
goes, well, do you need a horse of your own, or would you prefer to ride one of the others?
Oh,
Being a touch smaller than...
Oh, we could share one if you want.
yeah, because we're both, yeah.
They
Sounds
just stack you
fantastic.
one on top of the other on the horse.
So he untethers 3 horses and leads them to you. They're well trained, so they should follow.
Just the
command.
3.
Just the 3.
Just
Just
the
the 3. One
Yeah.
for himself. But yeah, and gate opens.
Are we riding together, Shaw?
No, that's why I gave you a horse each.
But we could...
I mean, and he goes to take one off of you. I can saddle this one up. We'd get there quicker if you had your own horse each. Anyway, let's go.
I was
Chop, chop.
going to be the big spoon.
Well, knowing our luck, we're not going to come back with all the horses anyway. She might get a chance on the way back.
Yeah, I usually end up, I don't mean to, but don't tell the
Oh,
horse.
and then we can add to the puppet
Yeah.
show.
Even if we're not attacked by harpies, the chance of these horses surviving Tish for like the entire journey are pretty slim,
I
aren't
will
they?
do my best not to thunder thing them right
You
now.
you
Can I
get
ask-
onto the horses. Are you saddled? And in this kind of impatient manner, Jackson just turns around and goes, "We've got some time to make, but we can have this done by, I'm sure, the setting of the sun. So, shall we?"
Oh yeah, let's get on with it,
Let's
Jackson.
go.
Right. Yeah. And he,
Dynamo!
Action Jackson, that's what I'm going to call him from now on.
action Jackson. No BS.
Jackson?
What? I can't hear you from all the way up here. You're all the way back there.
Jackson! Are there owl bears here?
Pardon?
Never mind.
Pardon?
Just ask Tish to take the horse out of commission, and then he can walk.
Not the horse's fault,
You
guys.
probably kind of spend the better part of 2 hours galloping, kind of canter,
But it
bit of
was
a
an
trot,
hour
bit
up
of a
the
walk.
mountain before.
They are the things that horses do. Yes.
Yeah, kind of to that point. And there's that second where he's a bit slow and he goes, "Sorry, you asked a question. Couldn't quite hear."
No, I don't want to ask you anymore.
Okay, perfect.
Are
Time to
there
get up
any
again. Oh,
owl bears here?
no, not. I mean,
So
there's-
just harpies, there's no other things we should
well,
be
in this
keeping an
vicinity,
eye
I
on.
mean, there's mountain wyverns and there's the occasional kind of wild, kind of, I suppose, mountain goat that you come across. They can be bad-tempered animals.
Tastes good with curry.
Jackson, have you ever seen these harpies before in the flesh for reals?
Oh no, they probably less than a week ago they were annoying the city.
But I mean, have you ever seen them?
Have I ever seen them?
Yeah.
That was the
Yes,
question.
they-
Even for me, I didn't think
They,
it was that difficult.
they attacked the city not a week ago, and we kind of had to fight them off. So
Do they have any special powers we should be aware of?
no, unfortunately, we're not aware of. I mean, they fly. That's pretty
And they
freaking
can, like,
special.
And they have fangs.
And it can pick you
Claws.
up and throw you back down.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty effective. Taking someone up high and letting them go. That's,
And how big are they?
I mean, they're kind of. I mean, if, they're a little bit bigger than lady over here, and
Tiny. They're tiny.
no,
little
they're
big,
kind of 6
yeah.
foot, but I mean they're quite discerning. They're like
Humanish.
and yes,
With wings
human
and
like
fangs.
female kind of torsos and long matted hair, and they're quite hideous to look at.
So
Related to?
why did I just start attacking town and
Good question.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they just have nested here recently, and
like this seems like quite far away to like go from where the nest.
well,
and,
we're going along about 2 hours south along the ridgeline, and then the path that we have to take up the mountain kind of almost traverses back. So, and I imagine it's quicker to fly over the land than it is to traverse.
They
Yeah.
go as the harpy flies.
Exactly.
Yeah, good one, mate.
After that point in the conversation, he goes, "Well, actually, we make good time, and kind of pulls up, and you can see that there's a large kind of track now cutting up into the lower hills of the kind of the mountain and leading off. It's quite an obvious kind of pathway, easy enough for 2 horses to ride side by side. We'll go a little ways up, maybe about half an hour's ride, and then we can leave the horses. There is a small made stable where we can tether them, and then we'll be on foot from there. So.
Okay.
The pathway is mostly hard earth at this point. Rolling hills that very quickly in the distance, they kind of merge into that more shaly, rock-strewn mountain pass. What did I say was funny? What do you... Oh, you can't tell me. You two would have been on the back seat of the bus, hey, when you were kids. causing
Everything's funny to us because we're joyful people.
trouble. You are.
They certainly are.
And the mining town's obviously rubbing off on us because we're feeling joyful for a change.
Cheerful,
it's not-
like in the cheerful lantern.
Yeah, it's
It
freaking me
is.
out, guys.
Yeah.
Weird.
Undra looks very cheerful.
I think I saw his smile today.
But yeah, so that kind of hard packed track, maybe about 15 minutes in, kind of starts to take on kind of more of a shingle base, a bit of loose kind of scree that's moving around, making it a little bit harder for the horses to kind of get a solid footing. So they slow right down, and it's not long after that you come across a makeshift stable, open-ended, with a clear place to tether the horses. It looks like there's some feeding bags in there as well. At this point, Jackson just kind of drops down, ties his horse up, gestures for you to do the same.
What weapons does Jackson have?
It looks like he's got a small kind of short blade on his side, and he's got a long bow, which is just kind of saddled at this point. He kind of pulls that out with a fletcher.
Okay.
He looks at you all as well. We're ready to hike. Maybe about an hour, and we'll be coming up. We believe the nest, and it seems to be some confusion, is a wee bit higher up. It's not far from a kind of a natural kind of crevasse lying in front of it, but we believe it's easy to spot from a distance. So we'll make tracks. Do be careful of your footing. There's a number of areas in this particular part of the mountain where there seems to be natural cracks in the earth. You can only imagine that it's maybe from a splitting of the mountain at some point years ago, but they're pretty sharp drops and they're deep, so be careful.
I want to find 2 fairly big stones and put one in each pocket to make me a bit heavier.
Okay. Pretty straightforward to find.
Cool.
Look around. Yeah, you haven't got to
They'll
check.
never be able to pick me up now.
And
That's-
bring your
that's
rope,
thinking.
mate. Yeah.
He slings his longbow over his shoulder and, come on, let's go. And the horses are secured. Maybe about half an hour's worth of walking. The gradient of the pathway is pretty steady. Occasionally it cuts back on itself, but always kind of moving back northward toward the town, or the direction the town is in. And it's not long. You can hear on the breeze, which is kind of gentle today. It's meh, meh.
Oh, the mountain goats.
Yum.
And then in the distance, kind of Jackson's looking up, and then it's pretty straightforward for you all to notice. You can see what looks like best describe it as a quite rugged looking animal, kind of horned, curled horns around it, and it's just standing by what looks like maybe 10 feet away from this fallen tree, and just lying on the ground.
Or what the animal is?
Yeah, and the pathway is leading.
What
in this
sort of
direction.
animal is it?
You know it to be called a tar, so a kind of a
Oh, make a
mountain,
great coach.
like a large mountain kind of goat almost.
Oh,
But,
Tasty.
does it look hurt or something?
no, it's just kind of like patting its foot and looking over at the fallen tree.
Oh, well, I think this is the point where we normally investigate and get attacked by something. Is that right?
Yeah.
Feels
Yeah.
like it. Yeah.
Maybe 50 feet away.
Should be preempted.
Yeah. What? Just like beat ourselves up a bit and then cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
And
Is the tree like freshly fallen?
it doesn't look like it's freshly fallen. There's no foliage on it. It's kind of
okay.
actually devoid of that, so it looks like it's been there for quite some time. And we'll remove the paper. And can you put the minis over there as you're coming up? Can you put that, Kristen? Put that just on the front. If we can put you all here where the path starts, put it this side. Yep, there we go. Yep, about there,
There.
facing the tree. Can you put those two on the other side, facing back? No, the other side of the bridge. So as you get up closer, you can see that this old tree is actually spanning
Oh my god,
a
it's
crevice. And now, as you can see, one goat, suddenly there's from two others on the opposite side of the tree.
This is very good.
very good accent today, Sue.
And as the goat starts to gingerly take a step
used to tell me a
onto the
story
tree,
like this.
Yeah.
you hear this as this massive ogre jumps up from the tree, claws around and just looks at the
I
goat.
do not like it.
Put him on the tree.
Oh, look at that.
And the goat just turns around and just like and goes to charge. And gets up.
No, dinner!
And the ogre just takes a massive swipe and the goat just headbutts into his leg and then gets pounded about 20 feet to the side. Falls down into the ravine.
Oh.
And for a second, the ogre looks over at the goat and then goes and looks at the five of you.
Oh, Grandma's story never ended like that.
And then just starts running and barrels into whoever is in the lead, which just happens to be Shoal.
No, it will be me.
Yeah, it would be you.
Let's all roll
Yeah.
initiative. As he comes in, absolutely swinging. Nice and quick. Let's go.
17 for Duncan.
Da-da.
21.
Do I have anything to add to this?
Yeah, your dexterity. What did you get? 10. What did you get?
Oh, that one.
Linda?
21.
Oh, I don't want this. 19. 17 plus 2 is 19.
Duncan, you were...
Oh, shoot.
17.
Okay, cool. Da, da, da. And it's going to be pathetic. That's actually going to put him right at the back. So, Duncan, as the ogre just lumbers in to attack you, and he is actually right up there, probably bring him 10 feet this way. What are you doing?
Well, I've given it a lot of thought. And I think I shall hit him with my axes.
Ah!
Wow.
It's your creativity that I love.
Well,
Duncan.
you know, I like to surprise people with what I'm going to do. So, look, I just swing at him.
Swing at him. You close the distance. He's running in. Do you want to bring them together for me, Krista?
Yep.
That's right.
I will do.
So that's a 16.
That hits.
Shall I just roll all three? Oh, that was a natural 20.
That'll hit.
Oh, that was a natural 1. So, a mixed bag there. So, on my first axe, that's the necrotic one. That's 14 damage.
Yep.
And then on my second axe, that's 7 damage.
Is that, and didn't you roll a crit 20?
Oh, yes. Well done for reminding me.
That's all right. Whoops.
So that's an extra 1 to that.
Okay, cool. And
Hardly
you rolled a
worth it.
critical 1 as well, didn't you? So I believe you take some necrotic damage.
Oh, yes, I do, don't I? I'd forgotten that.
No, I hadn't. Don't worry.
So what do I take? I can't remember. I've got it written
You
out.
got
So.
it. Yeah. Oh, you did.
I will look it up while the
And
others
you tell
play.
me what you're doing, because
Yes.
Trish, you are up as Duncan has closed in and just like whack, whoop with his sword. The second, he just seems to momentarily, he just misses and just suddenly just kind of almost falters as he kind of brings both axes up to him and just kind of grasps his temples. What are you doing?
Oh, I take 3d4 necrotic damage on a critical fail.
Buddy.
Oh.
Oh, should I wait? I would just wait for him to do that because he's right
No, go
there.
for it.
Oh, damn it.
And half that because your ring of resistance.
That's 4 damage to myself on that one.
It's just like, oh.
What is it? An ogre.
Yep, and then you're up after that, Andra.
Okay, I want to try one of my new spells, but I need
Go
a
for
bit
it.
of help. I would like to try and cast a cloud of daggers, where I fill the air with spinning daggers and a cube 5 feet on each side centered on a point I choose within range. So I just question, does that mean I can stand back there, because I'm within 60 feet, right?
Yep.
And I can go on that, and 5 feet around it, it will get daggers at it. Oh, just like that. Well, that's what I want to try. Please, Mr. Dungeon Master.
Okay, no,
explain
you
it.
cast a spell. So it's a concentration spell. So you fill the air with spinning daggers and they just start to appear in a cube 5 feet on each side, centered on a point you choose, which I imagine is Yoga.
Yeah.
But do you want to move it to
decided on
the
ogre.
back to maybe so that Duncan doesn't take any
Well, you
damage?
could probably do
kind
it
of
quite high as well. 'cause
Yeah,
you must be much
exactly.
taller
He's
than me.
way taller than
thing? So that's
Duncan.
44 slashing damage when it enters the spell for the first time, or on a turn, or starts its turn there. So you do the damage when it's start of its turn. So a creature takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the spell's area for the first time, on a turn, or starts its turn there. So,
I am nodding like I understand
so
all of that.
you roll
yeah.
4d4 and he'll take that damage on the start of his
A
next turn.
D4. That's hold on.
Cool.
Oh, it's the little
Andra, you are up.
triangle.
I am going to Eldritch Blast him.
Do it.
Oh, so I don't have to do anything
Oi,
right now, but
that's,
can act quietly in my seat.
That is 18.
Do it, baby.
18 to hit. That hits.
And what else do I want to know? So 2 beams at 5th level, yes. That is my level, yes.
What level did you cast the spell at?
It's a cantrip.
Oh, yeah, so your 5th level, sorry,
And
yes.
fifth level, yes, so 2
big punch.
beams. And again, I hit takes 1d10 force damage. So do I roll the d10 twice? It has 2 beams? Or let's do
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, so it's 2d10 on
Okay.
attack, make a ranged spell attack. So,
So it'll be the 1 attack, and then you roll 2d10 if you hit.
yeah.
okie dokie.
And the hit with an 18, so yeah, roll 2d10 for damage.
Okay. 8 and 9.
Okie dokie.
Or no, you do have to roll a separate attack for each beam. Sorry.
I do.
Yeah.
So just roll your d20 once, and if you hit, which I'm sure you will,
That's 14.
that hits. So
Cool.
yeah, so it takes the full damage. Awesome.
Cool.
Shold.
Right. Well, I will cast Whole Person because he looks like a
nice.
person. So he gets a saving throw, Wisdom, which I'm hoping is pretty bad for him. I'm gonna like hold.
That's really cool.
Yep. That's gonna save Duncan being smashed, hopefully. So hopefully it's humanoid. The target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration.
Cool.
At the end of each of its turns, the target can make another Wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
So it's
You-
15.
You cast the spell,
Yes.
and there is no effect on the creature. You feel it fizzle out, and then you kind of wonder to yourself, I wonder if he's related to a giant.
Oh.
'Cause technically, ogres are classed as giants. But that goes away in the grey matter for next time, so
Yep.
you won't make that mistake again.
No. But like it had 2 legs, it's humanoid, right?
It was
Go down the book.
bipedal.
Cool. So the spell fizzles out. Do you want to use your movement for anything? Bonus action?
No, oh wait, I'll use my bonus
Get
action
ready
to
roll your
cast
damage
another
at the start of
spell.
your turn, Ali. You can roll it if you want and do it now.
Yeah, but you need to tell me which number do I take. Oh.
I'll use my bonus
Can I do 4 of
action
these,
to throw up
Yes.
a.
Spiritual weapon?
Yep.
And get an attack with that?
Yes. So that's gonna be a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Is that it?
9 points
another
of
gun.
damage.
Nice. Cool. And as as the spectral kind of warhammer just kind of appears behind it and swipes.
Oh, look at that!
As like the blast of energy, the attack is taking its toll. You then see the creature just kind of move forward slowly into this kind of spinning crown and cloud of daggers. What's the damage?
6.
And as he kind of uprights himself and they spin and you see blood just kind of gushing from various wounds. And his massive mallet in one hand just slips from his grasp and he just starts trying to bat the daggers away.
Oh, goody.
How do you want to do this?
Oh, I've never got. Can you help?
I had 6 hit points left.
Okay, so the daggers are all just ripping into him, right?
Right.
Shredding him and are they cruising around him in a circle at the same time?
Yep.
So good. It's not a horse. And it like rips off his head first and then peels the rest of him down to his knees. Was that pretty?
Family
That's
friendly.
very
Family
nice.
friendly. I'm joking.
He's an ogre.
Yeah, so
Serves him right.
as these the daggers actually start to draw in and get closer, and they just suddenly you see blood mist just kind of gush out to a point
So
where
pretty.
his head is obscured, and you just hear this bellowing rage as they just kind of suddenly rush in, and there's this blood just sprays out everywhere. The body moving backward trips over the root of the tree stump, which is crossing this kind of ravine, and just falls backwards, and you hear it crash down as it comes to a slow, still, non-moving state in the ravine. And as all goes quiet, you hear as the goat makes its way up and looks at you all, and then trotters over the bridge to the other side, and then the medium-sized goat goes up to it and just nudges it, and then the smaller goat comes up, jumps around a bit, and all three of them wander off to a nice patch of green grass where they start eating.
Oh, I take it all back, Tish. That's much better than Grandma Daynut's story.
Yeah, it's got a pretty happy ending, and now I really love my whatever these called 4Ds.
D4s.
My D4s. I didn't have much faith in them before, but now I love them lots.
You wait till you stand on one.
Yeah.
Does the ogre, have a pouch full of magical items of money?
You would have to go down and find out. The ravine looks maybe like it's about 25 feet deep. It's kind of lying prone there in a kind of a mushy, bloody state at the bottom. But if you wish to find out, you can do at the start of our next episode. Awesome. Thanks for saving the goats, guys.
I was actually just looking up healing spells.
I was just thinking of getting my crossbow out, having a nice stew, to be honest. But I thought, no, that won't go down well with the listeners.
Awesome. Pick up next time. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Kiwis and Dragons, on Instagram, Kiwis and Dragons. Check out the website. What else have I missed, Garen?
Oh, that's kiwisanddragons.co.nz.
Oh, yeah.
And do have a look at our YouTube channel, because then you can see all the stupid stuff that we actually do, as well as hearing us be stupid, which is great. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.